Once again, we venture into the Golden Idol universe. See who's gonna die now! Yeah, we're in chapter 2 and we've got this third case, Blockbuster Release, an immersive experience at the drive-in. 57 words this time, but yeah, let's get to collecting. So they're at the drive-in watching some sort of sci-fi movie, I guess, because they're all like dressed up in sci-fi costumes. Someone's car has burned down, and also it's totally an interesting alternative universe where cars have 2 sets of front wheels. So that's a curious one. Well, let's start. This is the projection room. We've got the Neptune Difference poster. We give our guests an escape from their mundane lives with our unique true 3D technology. Enter a world of movie magic thanks to one-of-a-kind Neptune crystal. Is it the magic eye of the idol? We've got this toolbox with various things, hammers, screwdrivers, cut wires. And then this guy, Miss Cunningham's gonna fire me if I can't get this fixed. Okay, so he's worried about losing his job, not about the fact that the car's on fire. New projector troubleshooting guidelines. Check projector power supply. Confirm all internal parts are correctly mounted. If image too small, check lens. If image not showing, check light. If image distorted, check crystal. Pro screen recommends against stopping projector once film has started. Okay, why? What's gonna happen? Okay, so we have the lamp, the lens, and the crystal. Suspicious crystals. Pretty sure normally there isn't a magic crystal in movie projectors. Okay, we've got the car on fire then. Do not remove the upper lid unless the fire switch is set to off. Okay, so this is some sort of device and it set the car on fire. A can of blue paint, its label reads caution, highly flammable. Okay, so we have some fire device and blue paint that's flammable and some wire cutters, and they're in spot 34. That might be important. There's this dude. Okay, so he's one of the people we have to name, and we also have to name the guy in the projection room. Okay, it wasn't my fault. Someone pulled it off me from behind while I was trying to figure out what had been thrown in my back seat. Okay, so he's the guy in the car 34, in the space 34, and that thing on the ground, it looks like it's part of his costume, so it has some sort of pyrotechnic thing as part of the hat, but someone used that to set the car on fire? I told you it was irresponsible that no one listens to old Beck Mason, so she also has the ticket 34. So is her name just Beck Mason? That's it. Okay, we've got this device here. So it's been inspected by A. Lemons. That might be the guy who works in the projection booth, right? Because he is working here, so that would make sense that he's probably like just one-man operation doing all the inspection and projector and whatever. And there is a bunch switches for like the screen projector, Neptune light. And yes, one of the cables has been, like all of them are red and this one's green. The log has been damaged and cannot close. Yes, someone broke into this thing. And then in this booth, in this toolbox, right, we have this broken red wire and a green spool. So it's as if the broken red wire has been replaced. Or yes, the broken red wire has been replaced by this green wire for some reason. And that was the wire for the projector. Then we have this guy. What the hell? It was just a dump bed. You didn't have to go that far, okay? The people from 21 have done something. There's something between Mike and Jenny. Tonight we will see his winner, Mike, Jenny. That doesn't count. You will lose. Okay, so this is their bed dispute something. So we have to fill it in. So this is saying that Jenny won, but then it says that doesn't count. You still lose. Interesting. So is his name Mike then, and this is Jenny? I didn't know that would happen. Who the hell wears something that dangerous? Besides, you said we wouldn't see it, but now we have. I win. She's got 22. Miss Jen. Hope the costume fits and it got to you on time. So jealous you and Mr. Lendl get to see it at the Neptune. I'll have to stick to a boring normal cinema. P.S. I'm with Mr. Lendl on this one. No way birds going out like that. Okay, so she is Jenny Chen then, based on like there was a bet between Jenny and Mike, and she's got that letter, so that's the names. And he's Lendl as well, because that's like part of this hope, because they're going together. Okay, then there's this guy in the back, some guy with his alien girlfriend. It's Champ, actually. I'm starting to regret getting involved. You barely even covered the cost of my transom costume. Okay, he's got some money and has got a ticket. Move it, Chip. Fire was not part of tonight's plan. Okay. A duffel bag containing a note detailing a plan. Okay. Disguise my identity. Need something, answer my costume or something. Get in and out of the drive-in, bring enough something. Get the stuff out of the way with a distraction. Pack something. They may search people's bags, so I'll hide my spoils in plain sight to bring something. Okay, but if they're gonna search your bag, they're not gonna find your secret plan note that you have in your bag. Okay, so his name is Champ, if you can believe it. So Champ goes in. There's more people, more things. There's those two space pirates. So she's wearing the same sort of costume, but I guess not with like fire equipment. Oh my god, Laura, we can't get out. What do we do if the car explodes? Okay, so this is all like the car is stuck trying to get out of here. They're in 25. I hope we survive for an actual screening. I heard a Transom and a Marini arguing over what would happen to Bertrand in this one, and now I really want to see it. Okay. I assume that Transom and Marini are like something to do with the content of the movie and what they're dressed as. And she's also got a ticket stub. So she says, oh my god, Laura, which means this woman here. Her name is Laura. So we have the Mr. Vincent license plate on this one, which means his name might be Vincent. Champ Vincent. Such a great name. Okay, there's another location. Okay, so they're all blocked because there is an actual car incident going on with this truck just repeatedly striking this car. Okay, well, let's look. There is a screen with a distorted, garbled image. This car, that guy, the man is dazed and bleeding heavily. Okay, he's not dead yet. He's got a figurine of, I guess, the character from the movie. I think it's tab 11. Okay, well, I guess he was injured in the accident. Yes, his car is crumpled. No one leaves. Okay, a fresh coffee stain. She's injured as well. So she on purpose rammed this car because she doesn't want people to leave. And I mean, in the projector movie was saying something like, you know, oh, once you start the movie, you shouldn't turn it off. So it's like they have to watch the whole movie because it has some special effects that they want people to be exposed to. There's 3D Neptune drive-in theaters, Space Storm. The new summer blockbuster flies into theaters May 1st. Horbot joins the fight against the evil captain. Okay, so that's why it actually was talking about like those people and those people, because it is we have to name the different things. So we have Horbot, Captain, Transom, and Marini. I think those are all the names that were something to do with costumes and not actual people names. So they will go here, but yeah, we'll need to figure out where what thing is what. We've got also this office, Popmatic. Okay, so she was here with the coffee, and that's why like she has to spill the woman in this truck. Right, freshly spilled coffee, which means she was here, and then while things happened, she like jumped out and drove the truck to stop people leaving. Banned for life. Augie Tamin, and some sort of like green car, so that might be the thing with the two people saying like, oh, we didn't know if we'd even get in. Miss Cunningham, you were right. That weird lady called again. She can't seem to get it through her head that she can't just buy anything she wants. She said you're good to make an offer in person, but I saw him to the exit, just like you said. I told him never to come back and that no amount of money could buy what makes this place so special, but he didn't seem to listen. Okay. Neptune Cinema, so someone's doing something. So I think her name is Cunningham then. This lady that's injured. And then he was saying something as well, right? Yeah, Miss Cunningham. So that's the other confirmation that she's likely that person because she's the only other one from the cinema. We have costume competition, first place, 3 tickets for a month. Joe Baxter for his dangerously authentic Bertrand. Definitely better than Parker's. Yeah, that's a lot of words. So there was Bertrand, I guess it's also part of the words that are to do with the movie. Like it might be Captain something, so Captain is an extra word. That makes me think that Bertrand is the character that the guy was dressed as, with this hat that did fire, right? Because it says dangerously authentic. So this is Bertrand from the movie. So Dog Baxter gets the award, which I think is this guy because he was wearing the fire hat. And it says it's better than Parker's. So Laura Parker, because she's the other person dressed as that character. Then we have second place, a popcorn bonanza. Annie Kishimoto, the costume really hooked me. Okay, is she the pirate because she's got a hook for hand? You can't see it here, but you can see it in the scene. Third place, Marini figurine, Tom Powers, super scary sharp teeth. I thought I saw a better version of this character, but he didn't show up to the competition. Okay, so this guy here, he's got the collectible figurine, which means he's the person that got third place. So his name is Tom Powers. Tom Powers, and that means this person in the movie is Marini. Yeah, I thought I saw a better version of this character, but he didn't show up to the competition. Is that the person hiding there, though? I'm not sure that's a better costume. I mean, I guess it doesn't look better when we look at it here, but looking at the poster, it's the teeth are more accurate to this alien, maybe. Okay, so that's what we get from here. Obviously, this person is hiding their identity, so probably it's gonna be harder to find out. Or maybe he's the one that's banned, right? So it could be Augie to mean that he needs to completely obscure himself. And it's like, oh, they're not gonna let me in unless I'm hiding. And then that just leaves us with those two names, which it might be something we found in this office, right? Because obviously it would have like names of people who work there. Yeah, Sarah, who stole what? Are you there? Okay, so her name is Sarah. There we go. And yeah, we have office, me, maintenance, Andy, projection booth, sick, Andy to swap. Okay, so it's Andy is the maintenance person that's today working in the projection booth. And okay, that's all the names correct. Cool. Job done on this one. And that's all the words, all the spots. So we have the dispute between Mike and Jenny, we have the events, we have the person with the plan, and we have to finish up the costumes. Well, I think this way, like the other kind of name that was being mentioned, it was Transom, and then that leaves Poor Body Alien, yeah, to be joining the group. Everything's correct. Yep. And then there's still one thing logged, but I assume that might be like events 1, events 2. Once we figure out the first part, we get the second part. So we have events. So we have someone owner of the place. Well, we know that Sarah Cunningham is the owner. She's the owner of the Neptune Theater, right? Owner of the Neptune or Drive-In Theater, one of those. Cinema has been using a something to enhance the something. A someone or a something sent someone to steal it, but he was something from the something. Someone arrived in a costume probably, and something disguising it as a something. So we know someone was trying to buy the cinema. But yeah, she's been using the crystal, right? a blue crystal to enhance the... Well, we have like projectors, cinema money, screen, enhance the projector. I'm not sure about which word is going to be. Something. The weird lady, because it says like there, right? That weird lady called again. So we don't know who it is. It's just a weird lady. And she sent someone. Did she send this guy, Augie Tamine? Because he's the guy that was banned and they said, yeah, they kicked him out. So the weird lady sent Augie Tamine to do what? We have, I was like, steal, but we only have stole. Buy it. But he was banned from the cinema. Yeah. So then Augie Tamine arrived in costume and something. He something to something, disguising it as a something. So what does he have? Oh, it's one of the teeth in this costume. It's like a crystal. Wow, that is a detail, because you can, like, there's a little bit of like blue paint and you can see it sort of shimmer. But yes, you really have to pay attention on that one. So you're wearing a costume and stole the crystal, disguising it as a tooth. Do we have a tooth? Yes, we do. Okay, something is incorrect. The one thing I was like, yeah, I wasn't sure about the projector here. Do we have a better word? Enhance the cinema? No. The screen? No. So this makes sense to me. Silent Cunningham, owner of the Neptune Cinema, has been using a blue crystal to enhance the, like, to enhance the movie projection, you know, movie 3D effect something. And then a weird lady sent Augie Tamine to buy it, but he was banned from the cinema. Augie Tamine arrived in costume and stole crystal disguising as a tooth. I'm not missing words and I'm not missing any spots. I have everything. Give our guests an escape from their mundane life. Okay, we've got escape from here, but it's not brown. We didn't get a brown. Plus you can get like words from all over the place that are not related to what you're looking for. But really, in this picture, the crystal is red. But in the projector, the crystal is blue. So is that what's incorrect? Is it a red crystal to enhance the projector? Okay, I got like all stuck on this word thinking, oh, you know, that's what I had incorrect, because like no word was like 100% for me. But yes, it was the detail that the crystal here is red, but here is blue. But the crystal he stole, oh, it's blue here because he painted over it to make it look like a tooth from the costume. So he came with the blue crystal in his costume, takes it out, takes the red crystal out of the projectile, paints it blue, puts it back in his costume. And that's why there's blue paint inside of this vehicle, because that's where kind of we got rid of it. Yeah, we still have events 2, but we still haven't filled the 2 kind of other notes. So he needs to disguise his identity, so he needs a costume, right? So get in and out of the drive-thru, bring enough money. I mean, this person was saying like barely cover the cost of the costume, so like he paid him off to bring him into the cinema. Get the stuff out of away with a distraction. Pack wire cutters, because that would be the person that cut something in this book, which meant the guy had to leave the projection booth, fix it, come back in, giving him time to do what he was trying to do. They may search people's bags, so I'll hide my spoils in plain sight. Bring paint, right? Because he painted the thing. Yep, makes sense. And then we have the dispute. So they had a bet, the bet between Mike and Jenny. Tonight we will see someone verb his something. What the hell? It was just a dumb bet. You didn't have to go that far. I didn't know that would happen. Who the hell was something that dangerous? You said we wouldn't see it, but now we have. I win. Is this a bet about the content of the movie, right? Because here they're talking about no way Bert's going out like that, and I assume that they mean Bertrand, the character from the movie, so they're making a bet about what's gonna happen in the movie. Tonight we will see Bertrand, lose his head? Oh, because that doesn't count, so it doesn't happen in the movie, but then she goes and rips off the head of someone dressed like him, and that's why she wins, but it's cheating, like it doesn't count, right? So we'll see Bertrand lose his head. Yes. Cool. Events. In order to something, someone pulled something off. This something, so patrons tried to, hearing the commotion, looked out, saw the and realized someone stuff, something. So this is what happens at the end, right? So Sarah Cunningham, she looked out and saw the whatever's happening here. Like she saw the screen. Like what can you see from here, from this window? Yeah, it goes out towards the screen and like the area, and realized someone must have taken the crystal because the thing isn't working anymore. She then caused a car crash while attempting to block the exit. I think that's basically what the end of it is. And yes, in order to win a bet, that's the part we're talking about here. Beck Mason pulled the head of those Baxter's costume. This started a fire, right? So patrons tried to escape. Almost. In order to win a bet, Beck Mason, was that Beck Mason? Let's just confirm. This lady. No, this is Beck Mason. This is Jenny Chen. She's part of the bet. Yeah, got them two mixed up because I mean, they're obviously dressed as the same character, so they look similar on purpose. Yep, so what was this crystal then? Is it from the idol? After being banned from the Neptune cinema, Augie Tameen needed a way in to steal the crystal his employer wanted. Disguised in a costume, he paid a local to drive him in. Augie cut the power to the projection booth as a distraction and sold the crystal for one from the thief from his costume to conceal it in case he was searched. However, an unexpected fire caused chaos, disrupting the easy escape. Yes. Everything is happening. We've got some radio interview. Host, what makes you think you'll succeed when no one else has? Unlike those who have tried before, I understand that the idol is more than the sum of its parts. To reassemble it successfully, one needs a deep understanding of the universe. I see. And how do we know you're not just another fraud hoping to cash in on the next cheap knockoff? Feel my energy. Be present in the moment, and I invite everyone at home to do likewise. You see, now you know. Okay then, I suppose the listener can make of what they will. Yes, so someone claiming they can bring the idol back. I'm like, isn't the historian maybe a weird lady, but her picture is taped in, we can't move it. I mean, there will be more pictures here, I think. We know Augie Tameen stole the crystal, but we don't know which one it is. Like, is this guy important? Because he was just paid off to smuggle Augie Tameen into the cinema, but is he of any importance? Still not sure exactly how this comes together. Yes, Oriel Toussaint is here. I was just about to say, let's not forget that the very first thing in the game that happens is the guy who's a professor of Lemurian history and he escapes from an asylum, right? So that could obviously kickstart some things off. But I feel I still need to collect more to put this together because I'm not quite seeing how everyone is... like how the people are the ones named here, right? So we know she had a colleague. Alfred Blythe escaped from prison. Yes, someone sent him the blade to escape. This Augie Tameen, we don't know his face, stole the crystal, and the weird lady wants the things, right? But it's like, I think all of this is happening fairly close in time. Like, is this right after he escaped from prison? So he might be already doing some of those things. But this is years before the second chapter, right? This is something to do with how they get and reassemble the idol and then they're killing people with, red curse or something. So do we know when the escape from prison was? The asylum? This is 1977. And then chapter 1 is later in 77. But this is several years earlier. So this is before the guy escaped from the asylum and before any of the other things happened. So he's possibly not get involved unless he ended up in the asylum after this. Well, I guess look at the 4th case and that should give us all the information and we can try to put it together then. But yes, the story was added as well. Going once, a shocking murder at the auction house. So we've got the historian ladies here. We know her, but then everyone else is different again. I think, yeah, there is quite a difference between here and the first game, because it felt like the first game, everything was in order and the characters repeated a lot more. Here we're jumping in time, we're jumping in characters, so there is a lot more to like take in across the game to put the story together, but we have a lot more checkpoints where they're like, okay, you know, put this knowledge together so you have it in a board as well, you solved it. Okay, so we have a bunch of things to collect. So we have 7 Seas auction on August 13, hosted by Niles Wilmington. Okay, someone like this guy, maybe is Niles Wilmington. Going once, going twice, sold to the movie star. Okay, and he's got, you know, wooden gavel and keys. But yes, if it says hosted by Niles Wilmington, that will be the guy. Because that would be the host of the auction. Yes, 7 p.m. opening ceremonies, start of the auction, cocktails and collections. Sold lots will be retrieved by the property manager at the following times. Okay, times for different lots, 9 p.m. closing. Now this is a mask from the first game, right? This was worn by one of the, I can't remember what it was called, but it's like there was the Brotherhood and then they had the different kind of sub groups. So one of them had this mask. So who else is here? Outbid again. Robbie was right. Why'd they even come here? Or is this the professor that escaped from the asylum? Let me see. Could be. Yeah, it looks actually fairly similar. So, you know, we should remember that this may be Oriel Toussaint. And yes, this time they added a much better way to, like, you can go from one chapter to another chapter really quickly at all times. So it's easier to navigate if you want to remind yourself of things. But we don't have the words for his name yet. So she's the historian lady. Get on with it. The next one's the one that matters. Yep, she's got money. She's got her weird glasses. This will look stunning in my entryway and for a steal of a price. She's bought the mask. The museum doesn't need an Albion relic anyway, but perhaps I'll bid on the Adrian lot. Okay, so she's from some museum and she didn't win this, or saga. Didn't want it in the first place. Disgusting mask. I failed to rescue lot 1, but lot 4 will return with me to the motherland. Yeah, I was gonna say this font they're using for here, and it's a font from the first game where I think they tried to tell us that, you know, when people are using this font, that means they're speaking in like Lemurian or something, but I didn't like really pay that much attention to it. But here we see like, yeah, most people just have a normal font when they speak, but this lady here has this, and then once again back to this. When he's speaking the Lemurian words here, it's also using that sort of color and font. So what I'm saying is this lady here is from Lemuria, and she's here to buy Lemurian artifacts, which means she doesn't care about this mask because this is from the Albion Brotherhood. And she's got this ticket number 792013. Yeah, okay, so it's August 74 now, and she's or it's gonna be, yeah, it's August, but she's going back to Lemuria. So Lemuria still exists in this time. Oh, do we have time again? Okay, yeah. So right now it's 7:45, which means yes, it's part of the auction. It hasn't finished yet, but it will soon, because that may be some indication of something for later. So he's got a cane here. This lady. Okay, it's just the checkbook, I didn't click on it. The poor professor just isn't cut out for this, should have listened to me. Okay, cocktails. There is the various cocktails. Interesting, there's still mention of the 7 Seas, which the 7 Seas company was one of kind of involved in all of the situations in the first game as well in Lemuria. So he has notes for Robbie, which may indicate that his name is indeed Robbie. It says Server was my, please refrain from selling any drinks to Mr. Bogart while he's on the job. Okay, so someone else called Bogart then. And we've got this, which is the cocktail kind of serving thing. She still got something. Oh, I didn't click on her money either. Okay, so we have another room where we've got this guy. I wonder if I can get Miss Knightley's autograph. And he's got something. So they were saying that the woman who won this action, she's like the movie star. So if he wanted an autograph, that would probably refer to her being Knightley. And he might be Mr. Bogart, because obviously we know the auction guy is called Wilmington. We know this is Oriel Toussaint, the professor. So that's the only other guy where it says, you know, don't give Mr. Bogart drinks while he's working, which he's security, so obviously no drinking. Yeah, he's got keys. And there is artifacts here, so that's the different lots. There is circuit box danger, risk of electrocution, yeah, but all the cables are hanging out. Like, that's not very safe. This was sold, some sort of artifact. And she was saying she got lot 1, right? So if this is one, that might be an artifact. This was sold as well, some weird animal. This is currently what's being auctioned off downstairs. This is what the historian had later in her house, right? That's what the person brought that she didn't push out the window. And this is some other weird sculpture. And that's it, I think, in this timeline. So then, yeah, we can skip to an hour later. For some reason, yes, they're all like, Oriel, please calm down. So they've got a seal and they've got a checkbook. Okay, so based on what item they have, we may be able to uncover who's who in the dark. Yes, they've all had their cocktails and are now going crazy. Nobody move, you'll step on my new Lankan centerpiece. Oh, the lights went out. Who's touching me? Okay, so, someone turned the lights off. It's not just them partying in the dark and getting drunk. Actually, someone sabotaged the lights. I was like, yeah, that's weird. Like, they have their auction and then they just get drunk and turn the lights off. What are they doing? A creature, yeah. So that's one of the other things, and that's the mask. Like, how did the things end up on the floor? The lights are finicky. Nothing to worry about. Are you gonna buy me another drink, Tessa? Oh, is this the security guard, like, from the silhouette? And now he's got to my biggest fan, Erwin, stay sharp, Summer. Okay, so that gives us a few more potential things. So she's Summer Knightley, and he's Erwin Bogart, because he wanted the autograph. Now it's not the time, Momati. We all need to leave immediately, okay. We maybe also tell, based on, like, their money, who's who. What about my statue? Stop pushing me. It's only a power outage. Yeah. So they have different drinks as well. That's the copper cup. That's multiple copper cups. So he's been drinking after they said don't let him. Here's the ticket to Lanka, which means the lady who had the ticket no longer has it. And actually, how many people are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So some of the people are missing. 2 of the people are not here. They might be upstairs. Yeah, the cocktail bar is here with like notes of who had what. So Dr. Toussaint, 1 death in evening. Mrs. Da Silva, 1 martini. Miss Navari, 3 times SSS. 70s special. So we know this is Oriel Toussaint because he's from the previous thing. And then some of them have drinks. Well, like this person is holding a drink. It's like a green thing. We can probably work out which drinks are which. Like this glass, like this, that's most likely a martini, which means Mrs. Da Silva has the martini, but we obviously have to work out who this is based on what? The money and the statue. Like it says who bought the statue maybe. Well, let's see upstairs. Okay, so it's not just a power outage because someone's messing with the box. Someone's messing with the box by pushing a person into it. So that's where the 2 missing people are. What are you doing? Okay, so here we get to see who bought what. Only by some codes. They bought different lots for different amount of money and they were collected. And then 2 other lots are still uncollected, which is probably what's still in this room. Which means, yes, if we check the money they had on them at the earlier time and now check the money they have later, we can probably work out who bought what, because yes, we have to say which item is it in its lot and the origin of the item and who bought it. So we have to link all of that up. And this is the person with the keys being killed. And this is out of my way. Okay, so whoever was saying what about my statue was probably the person waiting to get their lot. And, you know, they were saying we're gonna bring them out at different times. But this person is the one that wants the statue, because I think this crystal in the head might be important, right? Like for this whole, we keep talking about the crystals being things, and the idol is missing his crystal. So I assume that might all be linked, because the idol was broken, so the crystal that was in it wasn't working anymore. It's time for plan B. I'll distract Bogart, you grab the keys. Okay, so they are working with someone else, and this might be the keys to be able to get in access to here. We've got this totem thing. We've got the safe, so that's the money. Okay, so Ariela Winston paid 6,500, and therefore she bought lot 1. That's what that gives us. So we know that's part of it, and this is the person that was basically their job was to bring the lots out. So we know that this statue here and this totem are gonna be either they're gonna be lot 4 and 5, because they are not they haven't been brought out yet to whoever bought them. And we know that Ariela Winston has purchased lot 1, which means we can say that here, but we haven't even labeled who Ariela Winston is yet, but that can go here. I just need to, I have all the words or the spots now, but now I need to, proper review this information to form the knowledge I need to form. So let's go here in the daylight. We know Oriel, we know the historian, but now we actually have to have her name. Anything she has on her is just 18 grand. She's got 26, and she ends up buying the mask. She's from the museum. She's got the checkbook. So we actually know that she will be Ariela Winston, because that's the person that pays with the check. And then we have this person with 20 grand and the Lemurian ticket. Okay, so actually, if we go to nighttime, is she here saying anything? Or I guess she could be saying things, but she could be saying them in English, because I think it's only that script when they're speaking in Lemurian. Okay, so this person, I'm pretty sure they have the martini, and it says the martini was sold to Mrs. De Silva, but yeah, still need to link them with who they are when they're not obscured by the darkness. Okay, so this is the person with the checkbook again, and she's got the seal. So we know that item in lot 1 is the seal, and she said she was doing the Adrian a lot, so Adria, that's that. We've got one of them. So now, in terms of names, I know I'm hopping about, but it's gonna get easier if I can finish one of the things maybe. So between those names is what we're missing. Now Tessa is likely a first name. Froberg is a last name. De Silva a last name. Now Nevari Mumati, that looks like potential Lemurian names, right? Because we know from first game more or less what kind of names they used. Which we know this woman is from Lemuria, so this is most likely her name. We just have to figure out what's her first name, what's her second name. Can we figure out between Froberg and De Silva who might be who? I guess we can look at the drinks as well. Oh, actually here it says notes for Robbie Froberg's first day, so we know he's Robbie Froberg. I just completely missed that word when I was reading it the first time, so we know that. That's done, which means it's Tessa Da Silva is the historian, and then Nevari Mumati is the Lemurian person. No? That's even interesting because obviously I could have gotten her name backwards, but that would have been 2 or few words incorrect. So I've got her something much more incorrect than that. It's not just this Lemurian name. Well, I know Oriel is correct, right? That's that. Tessa da Silva, I'm not sure of. That could be wrong. Navari moment. Unless I'm just making the wrong assumption, right? I was like, oh, this sounds like the Lemurian name, and so she must be Tessa. But maybe I just made this assumption too hastily. Now for the hand of where did I got those names? I think one of the names at least, like I got them from here. So Miss Navari gets 3 times the 7 C's, and Mr. Silva gets 1 martini. So here's the person with the martini. I'm trying to like see from the silhouettes. Like if now is not the time, Mumati. We need to leave immediately. So whoever has the martini is Mumati, and that would make actually Mumati da Silva a name instead of Tessa. So we have Mumati da Silva and Tessa Navari maybe as the names. But also those 2 people are together then in some way, like, you know, that's like we all need to leave immediately. Maybe they're not. Maybe they just know each other, like, you know, refer to them by name. Okay, well, let's get into a bit more detail on like the lots and something, so that may help. Well, let's start with how much money did people start with, right? So Oriel, he comes here with only 3,000, and, you know, other people come with tons of money. The historian lady, she brings 18k. The movie star, she's got 26. The museum worker, Aurelia, she's got a checkbook, so that's how we recognize her. We don't need to deal with that otherwise. And the Lemurian person brings 20. And then we know from the later thing, right, he's got the thing saying what the different lots sold for. And we know that the historian lady, or like the museum worker Aurelia, she bought lot 1 because that's the check she wrote. But that means we can look at people's money. Like this person doesn't have any money on them. But here downstairs, those people. So here's the museum lady. She bought the seal with the checkbook. This person has 19k left. So it has to be either Summer or the Lemurian, because the other ones didn't even come with that sort of money. And this person in the back has 3,090. I guess there's also drinks, so Oriel just end up getting a drink? Maybe. This person's got 17,910, and this person's got 19,980. Okay, so we also have the prices of cocktails, so we can tell things. For example, Death in the Evening, Absinthe Champagne, which is likely this green thing that this person has here later, and they have 3,090. That would mean that, yes, basically Oriel, he didn't win any auctions and he just bought the drink, right? So because that would cost him 10 and that would give him that money. I think this person here is basically Oriel and he didn't get anything. But we'll see. This is the woman of the checkbook. Nobody move, you'll step on your Lincoln centerpiece. But yes, they have, whoever this is, they have 19k left. And they have 17,910. And they don't have a drink, at least right now. This person has 19,980, but they also have a martini. The martini costs 20, which means before they got the martini, they had 20,000 left. So it's either the Lemurian person that didn't manage to buy anything. Yeah, it would have to be, maybe. No, so what about my statue? So they did buy a statue. Oh wait, if they haven't received their lot yet, they wouldn't have paid, which means, yeah, they only paid for the martini, they haven't paid for their things yet. Because, yeah, here we have the creature and a mask. And upstairs we've got the totem, the stolen statue, and she's got the seal. So only 3 people have paid, and only 2 people have paid with money, which means, yes, she's just haven't got her lot yet, which means she's only paid for the martini, which makes her the Lemurian woman, which means the Lemurian woman with the martini is Mrs. Da Silva. Her name is Da Silva. And I think, yeah, it's Momati from the way this person speaks to her. And then that would make this person Tessa Navari. There we go. I had to go around with extra notes to make sure I've got it all correct. So Momati da Silva bought the statue, that it? Okay, so then we have who bought what. And we know that there were only 3 people that actually bought something. So lot 1 and lot 5 were bought by some person, and we know that lot 1 was bought by Aurelia Wilson for the museum. So we can put her on lot 5 as well, even before knowing what it is. So then we got S3, lot 2 and 3, and they've been given away, which means total this is 7,000, whatever this currency is. And the actress, she started with 26,000, and now there's a person that has 19,000 left, which means she bought lots 2 and 3, and her name is Summer Knightley. So she's buyer S3, which would make sense because S. So she buys those 2 lots, gets them that, which means she has bought the creature and the mask, because those are the things that are downstairs, which means if we go to the earlier time, those are probably in order, because yeah, we get 1, Aurelia buys it, it's the seal. 2 is the creature, so we can put the creature as 2. And the mask is the 3rd thing. So the statue is 4th, and the totem is 5th. Like, they are actually in order here. I wasn't sure of that initially and didn't want to assume it too much, but that I think works. So it's Tessa that buys the statue, but she doesn't get it yet, but then she's asking for it. Okay, so in here, she has the deal. We already know it's from Adria. She says, "Nobody move, you'll step on my new Lincoln centerpiece." This is the actress Summer saying this, which, I mean, I kind of say like, she could just not know, but it's possible the creature is Lankan. The mask is from Albion, we know, because it's from the 1st game. I also kind of, in my mind, I'm probably mixing Lankan and Lemurian a little bit, because they are actually like geographically around the same area, right? So it was like Lanka was the islands, and the Lemurians were the kind of they had the old empire that included Lanka, but they're sort of separate people, right? So like the idol is Lemurian, right? I got that right. So this lady, she's going back to Lemuria, and this is the Lemurian language. And Toussaint was also the professor of professor of ancient Lemurian history. And he speaks in the language in that scene, so she's speaking Lemurian. So when she's talking about "with me to the motherland," she means Lemuria, right? So lot 1 was Lemurian, which we already know, because that's the seal. And they're saying it's Adria. But lot 4 will return. But that would imply that's Lemurian. Yeah, and she said, "Get on with the next lot is the one that matters." Yes, because she wants the statue, right? It's a Lemurian statue. So where is the totem from? Well, the totem was also purchased by the museum lady. But perhaps I will bid on the Adrian. Oh, actually, I may have that wrong then. The Adria lot is the 5th lot, because she's saying she will bid on it later, right? I just assumed that she was talking about it, that must be the thing she bought, but she bought 2 things. And that makes sense with this lady saying, "I failed to rescue lot 1, because that will make it a Lemurian seal." 2 or fewer is either I've got a name wrong somewhere, or I've got the origins mixed up. So yeah, Tessa buys the statue, Summer buys the 2 and 3, right? Oh no, because lot 4 was purchased by M5, which means it was purchased by Momati. I keep getting them confused. Okay. Yes, it was purchased by Momati, but for some reason I get confused, like the 2 people here, which is standing, and I was like, who's saying what about my statue? But she's saying now it's not the time Momati, so it's Momati who wants her statue. Got that sorted. Okay, so at the 70s auction, someone was something by someone for the, yeah. So we're talking someone outbid someone? Yeah, so someone was outbid by Mamati, right? For the statue, because that's what they said. She's not getting a statue, and that's where this person decides to come here and take it, and decided to steal it instead. So who is this? We know Aurelia's here, and we know Aurel is here because Aurel buys the Death in the Evening drink, which is this. And this is the actress, right? Because she was mostly interested in getting things as the centerpieces, and her things are here. This is the security guy, and this is Tessa and Mumati, which would leave the people upstairs to be Nils and Robbie? Why would Robbie be there? Because he's the one with the keys and the gavel, and I assume he's the one later on that's getting killed because he has the notes of who's got what. But that means, well, Robbie's doing this. Oh, okay, so someone is working with Robbie. It's time for plan B. I'll just like Bogger to grab the keys. So they tell Robbie to do it, but it was someone who was bidding for the statue from Lemuria. And so decided to steal it instead. That person distracted Erwin Bogart, right, because he was upstairs guarding the things. While Robbie Froberg, because he's new, so someone planted him. Because the keys that Robbie has on him, those ones, are they on... Yes, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So Robbie stole their keys. We have steal and stole, different stealing occurring all over the time. So there's two people working together. Then Nils Wildington discovered Robbie Froberg stealing the statue upstairs, and fight ensued. So then Robbie Froberg pushed Nils Wilmington into a circuit box with a cane, because that was the walking cane that Nils had, causing instant death. So who was outbid? Because the statue is in lot 4, which we don't see that auction, right? While we're here, it's lot 3 that gets bid on. So who wants this? Because obviously we know Mamati wants it, and she wins it. Is it Tessa? Because we know she wanted it all along, and she ends up with it after her colleague gives it to her, which would make sense with Robbie Froberg being the thief that helps her and everything. So Tessa was outbid. I was kind of thinking, like, because of the way they're in the room here, where one is like, now's not the time, let's leave, and something. Like, they may have been, like, together here in some way, but maybe not. Maybe I'm misreading this. So... Tessa. Yeah. There we go. They were working together. Tessa and Navari hoped to buy the Lemurian statue at an auction, but had a backup plan in case the price climbed too high. While ordering drinks at the bar, she slipped her accomplice a note, and the pair got to work. However, the accomplice was caught stealing the statue. He electrocuted the witness while protecting himself from the current with a wooden cane. That is what happened. So we've got this phone. Turns out we won't be needing you after all, Mr. Froberg. Sorry for the short notice. Oh, okay. They replaced the actual bartender that was going to work there. Not to worry. If anything else opens up, you know how to reach me, and please call me. So yeah, they called the bartender that was actually going to work there, told him, oh yeah, sorry, can't hire you in the end for the event. Instead, they put some sort of person there under this name to work as the bartender, but actually it was the accomplice of the historian lady. Interestingly, this is here, right? This is the kind of things that the person escaping from prison was cutting out. So this may be finally how those things are coming together. Like he is Arthur Blythe, the person that escapes from prison? Or is he Arthur Blythe, not Arthur Blythe, but is he the colleague that then later she ends up killing? Also, we have a second picture of the historian now, right? Because we have her here in this outfit that's typed in. We can't move this picture, but now we get a second picture of her. So this guy, he's the real Robbie Frobert, right? I think a lot of things here are distractions. Like, not all of them will be included on whatever's happening here. And yes, we have the story. So someone wanted to yeah, okay, that makes sense, I think. Okay, so now we know that Tessa Navari, that's her name, the historian. She wants to reassemble the mythical golden idol. Because she's trying to collect things, right, that are to do with the idol. Or like to do with Lemuria. Like she wants the crystal specifically from that other statue because I guess it worked. And she had the idol, her ex-husband got it in the divorce, right? Because he was talking about it when he called her. So Tessa Navari wanted to... Interesting, because like that makes sense. Wanted to reassemble the mythical idol, but then of someone from its something. We're saying like of Lazarus Hearst, because obviously he's like the one, while the idol is from Lemuria or something, he's like the one person that is known to have used it, so from its parts. So someone arranged Arthur Blythe's prison escape because he knew the locations of the parts. So like Tessa Navari and someone worked together to buy or steal. I guess they were trying to buy things, right? Because even in the cinema, they started with, we want to buy the thing, but then she was like, no. So, I mean, steal is also a word. And how many parts are there as well? For the final at the auction, well, they resorted to murder. So it was specifically this guy that did the murder. I know in that case he was called Robbie Froberg, but this extra scene with the phone call tells us that that's not the real Robbie Froberg, right? Like, that's not this guy's name. And in the end, someone tried... Yes, so in the end, whoever this is, I think... Is Arthur Blythe this person escaped from prison and Arthur Blythe, the colleague of the historian, basically the same person? Because in the end, he tried to steal the idol from Tessa, right? That's why she kills him, which resulted in his death. Stephen Arya is an anagram of Tessa Navari, right? So this makes it seem like there are multiple people doing all of this, but I think this is just the historian and Arthur just assuming different roles in the story. So it's all of them. So like Tessa Navari arranged Arthur Blythe's escape from prison, and Tessa Navari and Arthur Blythe worked together to buy or steal the parts. I mean, they stole most of them, so I'm gonna go with steal. Are there just two parts? Like, they wanted there's the idol, the base, and then the crystal. Unless there's two crystals, the blue and the red. Because there was red in the projector, and then the statue that they're trying to get, that's a blue one. For the final one, Arthur did the murder. In the end, Arthur tried to steal the gold from Tessa Navari, which resulted in Arthur's death. Okay, are there just 3 parts of the things? Or is it 2 parts? No. It's not helping. I don't know how many parts there are, but let's test my theory. Is Arthur Blythe both the colleague and the prison escapee? She's Stephen Arya, and she's probably also the weird lady, right? She's trying to buy the theater to get the crystal. And therefore Augie Tameen is also Arthur Blythe. Like, it's all just the 2 of them doing this. Yes. Like, the other people are just caught up in the schemes those 2 are doing. So it's just the question of the parts. but it's neither 2 or 3. So in this scene, she's got the stuff in the safe, right? And he's got this checklist here where she's got 7 plus the statue. That's 8 parts together. But none of that are the like original golden idol base that we know from the main game. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can see like 6 pieces in this scene, and then the statue is 7. So yeah, from this it would appear there are 8 parts that you need. So they went to steel or 8 parts, right? Steel because I mean, they may have been they were trying to buy them, but then it wasn't working, so they were stealing them. But yeah, in the end, he tried to steal the parts, not the actual idol, because she never put it together. That's what I got wrong. It was 8. Yes, so they actually made it seem way more convoluted. Behold, our time has come. What are you weirdos up to? Because obviously this is not the golden idol. We know it's not, so whatever she thinks she was putting together was not the golden idol. With the amount of stuff here, they made it seem like, oh, so many people were involved in some grand conspiracy, but no, it was just the 2 people. The 2 people were all of it, and that was it. But in the end, she didn't put together the golden idol, not like it was in the first game, so that's that. And then we've got chapter 3, The Machine, in which an extra kinetic investigation yields terrifying results. That's quite the title. We're gonna get into that next time, so let me know in the comments what you thought about this one. Did you struggle with identifying all the people or the lots, all the names? And yes, the story of the 2 people that made it seem like there was at least 6 people, and any other thoughts you have about this game. If you enjoy my content, consider liking or subscribing, and I will see you soon on another adventure.